Then would you please welcome with a big round of applause, which begins now, tickle it up for Justina Seselskaite!
Thank you. How is everyone doing tonight? Good. You look like a great crowd. Yes, my name is Justina, and if there's one thing that you need to know about me is that I don't follow the news. Not at all. The only way that I can figure out what's happening in the world is by the banners that people put on their Facebook picture profiles. And I only care when they do it in mass. The last time everyone did it in mass was when the NHS came out as gay. It was amazing. Everyone was so supportive. This time, I'm not really sure what's going on. But I think, that's my theory, is that the Eurovision is starting early this year. And for some reason, the only country competing is Ukraine. I really hope it's nothing worse than that. Ignorance. From my accent, I'm pretty sure you figured something out about me. And I will admit it, I am indeed a Sagittarius. Can you tell? But yes, I'm also a foreigner. Yeah, I'm from a country called Lithuania. Oh, thank you. You're so nice. But I tell people that I'm from Lithuania, and sometimes people will be like, oh, is that in Poland somewhere? And you'd think that'd be annoying, but it does work in my favor sometimes. I used to work at Waitrose. So many complaints were directed to that Polish lady. And I got to be like, no one here by that name. I lied, it was little. Maybe it was my local Spar. Okay, that's enough. But as someone who is from Eastern Europe, from the EU, I had to apply for that thing called the settled status. Yeah, thank you, Brexit. But I applied for it. A couple of weeks ago, I get an email saying that I get to stay. That is the correct reaction. I'm a treasure to this nation. Truly am. But the email was very strange. They were like, you get to stay, but you cannot do crime. Couple of things. First of all, I love crime. God damn it. Second of all, now correct me if I'm wrong, this may be a cultural thing, but I thought we already couldn't do crime. Just like as a society. I don't know, you tell me later. I've gained a bit of weight recently, and by a bit, I mean 7 stone. And by recently, I mean the last 5 years. Don't ask me, can't explain. But a few things change when you gain weight, right? Like I have to tell people, if I haven't seen them for a while, I have to let them know that I'm bigger. Because I met a guy, I haven't seen him in 10 years. He sees me, he goes, oh my God, did you eat yourself? And I had to be like, David, I tried that once in high school. We don't talk about that anymore. Other things that change is that creepy guys no longer talk to me. Yeah, and now much creepier guys talk to me only. It's so nice to see you again, by the way. I'm sorry, I hate doing that. I do pick the least creepiest guy in the room, so everyone else should be worried. I'm also bisexual. Yeah, I mean, obviously, look at my shoes. But I had a comedian tell me once that I don't talk about that enough on stage. Just in case the BBC come a knocking. I have to be prepared. But honestly, the reason why I didn't talk about that on stage is because I'm a bisexual woman who's in a long-term relationship with guess who? Of course, it's a pasty little gamer boy. Because of course it is. So I started coming out as something that people find way more interesting about me. okay? And I'm gonna do that for you now. You're welcome. Because I'm gonna meet my grandmother soon, so I need to be prepared, okay? So, I pay for porn. I do, yeah, for weird ethical reasons. I know. I have a friend, 30 years old, has never seen porn. I was like, first of all, liar. Second of all, I want to live in that world. I want to live in a world where you can hear the words casting couch and fake taxi and it means nothing to you. Or, you hear BBC and you think, oh yeah, British Broadcasting, cock, I want to say. I don't know the last word. I think it's cock. But my boyfriend, he's great. He's English. I met him when I was just off the van. And he was like, I'm gonna exploit that a little bit. Not in a creepy way, but he was like, girl, dress fancy. We're gonna go to a fancy restaurant. Nice. Guess where he took me? Someone, no, not Nando's, one more guess. Do you think we don't have McDonald's in Lithuania? Okay. No, it's not McDonald's. I think I'd recognize that. He took me to fucking Spoons. 4 years I thought Wetherspoons was high dining. And I was like, these rich people, they eat and then they exercise because the bathroom is 4 floors up. And someone's doing coke in the stalls. Amazing. So yeah, he's great. Guys, just before we wrap it up, can I give you some unsolicited advice? Yeah? Perfect, thank you. I love consent. It's great. Please, for the love of God, do not buy cheap vibrators off the internet. That's my advice, and I will explain why. Because I got one, and I got a council noise complaint. Yeah. And it's sad that lady, it sounds like she is doing road work from her house. And I was like, I'm gonna peel that bitch, because it doesn't sound like that. I know what you're talking about. So I found the vibrator, and I recorded it. And here's what it sounded like. So I paid the fine. Whoopsie daisy. What can you do? It's fine, it got me off. Anyway, what else? What else? Not from the fine. Okay, just before I go, I am not from here. I am from Manchester at the moment and also, foreigner. But I live in Manchester, and why is it that if there was a Venn diagram of like taxi driver, COVID-19 denier, it would just be one big circle. They don't even say hello anymore. You sit back and it's like, they put the wrong thing on their death certificate. Did you know that? I know. The guy was like, I had a friend, he died in a car crash, but they said it was COVID. I was like, oh, were you driving? And I know some of you are like, it's a great vocation. Don't make fun of them. And I would agree, but they are the people who told me to go back where I come from the absolute most. The absolute most. It was. The day after the Brexit vote, I got into a taxi. He sees my long-ass name, and he goes, don't you have to leave now? To be fair, that is my best English accent, so maybe he had a point. But I was like, you know what? I will go if you tell me where Lithuania is. Is that in Poland somewhere? So I left, because he was kind of right. And you know where I went? I went to France. Because I wanted to make my lifelong dream of having sex with a French person to come true. Don't ask me why I had that dream. I had it since I was a little girl. And I went to France and I found out that the only way that I could get someone from France to take my clothes off was if I was wearing a burqa. And I know some of you did not like that joke, or, well, let's be honest, did not understand that joke. And for those of you, there's something that I don't watch that I would recommend for you. It's called the news. But yeah, as the saying goes, you should always finish everything you're doing by shitting on the French. So that was my time. Thank you so much, everyone.
One more time for Justina Seselskaite.